thanks for joining us today. On this episode, we're making a really cool wallet for a gentleman named Richard in Maryland. Now this wallet has some extra special meaning, and as I tell you the story, I think you might see like I did that there's some divine intervention going on. Anyway, this is for Richard's grandson named Cade, and Cade loves red tractors. That's how Richard found us, but he wanted us to do some custom design work for him based around this story. And so the story begins back in 1942 with Richard's dad, Jim, being stationed in Lincoln, Nebraska. And while he was there, he was in airplane mechanics school, and the Red Cross found him and said, "You need to call home." And upon doing that, he found out that his brother Duke had died in the war. Duke's wallet even showed up at their house without a note, and so they knew something must have happened. So after hearing this, Jim decided to volunteer to be a gunner on a B-17, and he flew 46 missions over Europe, and I can't even imagine what that would have been like, but just incredible. So upon hearing this story about the red tractors for Cade, Duke's wallet, Lincoln, Nebraska, where Jim was stationed, all these pieces that sort of tied together, we just felt real honored to be able to do something like this for Cade and honor the memory of Jim and Duke, and give them a wallet that'll last a long time. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to do with our custom design and some of the ideas that we had, and let's get to work. So this is what I love to do right here, is to try to come up with a design based on what the customer is looking for, based around history and anything that sort of is special to the customer that would like to be included in the project. And so with this wallet, we looked at pictures of the B-17 bombers, we looked at pictures of Lincoln, Nebraska, trying to get a theme for that, red tractor. What could we do? And so, you know, we've only got a 3" by 3.5" square here to sort of incorporate all that in. And that's kind of the challenge, right? Is to figure out what sort of design elements would pop out and be important and recognizable. And so what we did is we thought, well, let's maybe see if we can put like the airplane wing on the wallet. Can we draw that in there? Being so small though, it just didn't seem like it would fit right. We had done something similar on a different customer's wallet. These are helicopter propellers. I guess it's kind of hard to see. But these are helicopter propellers right here that we built into the design. And this was for a gentleman who was flying Lakota helicopters and Black Hawk choppers. And so he wanted something special to commemorate his tour that he was on. So thinking kind of through that mindset, okay, what can we do? And so I ended up taking the logo of a B-17 and just kind of a logo that really signifies, you know, freedom in USA. And so you can see here, I put that star, which I found on the picture of the B-17 bomber, and I thought, well, that would kind of give some memory of flying that airplane. On the top there, you can see I went ahead and drew the skyline of Lincoln, and to the best of my ability. I just freehanded this, and the capital's in there right here. So trying to hopefully give some connection to Lincoln, Nebraska, and where Jim was located and stationed. Cade wanted the red tractor, so I put my logo on there. So hopefully he'll like that. But this is what we're going to go with, and I also wanted to show you that I went ahead, we're going to case this leather, and casing means you just get the leather wet, and then that helps you when you're doing your tooling. But I taped the back, and so I just used packaging tape, and over the years I've learned that this is the best method for keeping your square sort of in shape as you start pounding away, because this is malleable, and so as you start pounding, this is going to start stretching. So if you're working up top here, if I didn't do that, this top would actually start bowing out. And so then it would look funny, and I'd have to actually cut the edges a little bit, you know, to match. But this tape, which is really simple, holds that leather in place, and so you can kind of tool and it just moves it around, but it all stays in the shape of the square unless you're really hammering away. So anyway, so here's our 3 pieces of leather that we cut out using our templates. So this one here is already stamped. I wet this a few days ago and stamped it, and that way I can let it dry completely before I dye it. This is going to be the inside. So it's going to go like this here, inside of the wallet. And then this will be the back side of the wallet. So, go on the back like this. Alright, so there's our wallet for Cade. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and case this leather. And all this is just water. And so I'm just taking my water and just going over this design. And I'm actually going over everything. Now, what happens is if you don't do everything, you'll end up with water spots or a discoloration because that water has minerals and stuff in it that will actually discolor the leather. So you want to make sure it's nice and uniform all over. Okay, so you can kind of see how the color's dried out a little bit and got a little lighter. So that means we can go ahead and start carving. And I went ahead and used my ruler to make these lines. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw or carve here with my knife. So every leather maker needs their tool roll, right? Or their unused Nesquik bottle container thing. Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, I'm not endorsed by Nesquik or Nestle, but I am open to it. You're moving?
Come over. You can't follow me. I know, Sonic.